Hello everyone, I'm making a video on Game Pulse, Board Game Companion. And what I have done is I've made a similar one like this for PC Replay Baseball, which I would tell you right now is my favorite. But Payoff Pitch Game Pulse is rapidly climbing the scale. It's got a lot of things that I like about it. And things I like in a board game companion, I realize others might not like, or it might not be big deals to them. But one of the biggest deals to me is keyboard entry. If you've seen any of my other videos on board game companions, you know why. For me, it's speed. I'm all about speed and trying to get the entries in as quickly as possible. I also want a board game companion that allows me to keep the focus on the cards and the dice. So I don't need a lot of flashy things on the screen like player pictures and all of that. And sometimes that's nice, but I tend to play bigger projects. So I tend to move pretty quickly as I play. I want a board game companion that just assists me. It's not the star of the show. For me, when I play, the star of the show are the cards and the dice. I'm gonna step around. I just turned the light on. I'm gonna see if that helps it look better. I don't think it's harming it, so we'll see. But for me, I think the star of the show, I want my focus to be on the cards and the dice. So I don't want a board game companion that's going to require me to look up at the screen a lot. So basically, I don't want to use the mouse because I want to just use the keyboard, which allows me to keep the action on the cards and the dice. Another big thing that's pretty important to me in a board game companion is a customizable board game where I can put in customized ratings. And I don't know if you can see the screen, and I've made a video about this, and I want to make another video about it as well. But if you look in my Payoff Pitch playlist, my Game Pulse testing playlist, you'll see my, right now, you'll see my original one, hopefully soon. Today is May 8th. Hopefully soon, there'll be, soonish, there'll be an updated one. But because I'm not satisfied with that one. But regardless, I did make a video on how to put in these customized ratings. So obviously, if I had Payoff Pitch, and I do have this season in Payoff Pitch, so Board Game Companion would be really great with that. However, I was in the mood to play this in Strat-O-Matic. So what I was able to do is I was able to import the Strat-O-Matic ratings. So basically, and I have a video, and we'll do another video on it. But basically, all you do is you go to the project, you export the ratings, you edit the file into the ratings that you want, and then you import the file again. You can also do it by going to the roster screen and clicking on the individual players and put in the ratings there. But that's a big deal to me. So those are kind of two big things, is that it has keyboard entry, which allows me to keep the focus on the cards and dice, and that it allows custom ratings. So that way, if I'm playing the game, a different cards and dice engine than what the Board Game Companion was made for, I'm able to put those ratings on the screen so that if I'm playing, I can look up at the screen and I can see those ratings. So if I get a fly ball to center field, I can see Rick Manning. If there's a runner on first and he's trying to go to third, I can see the runner's speed in Strat-O-Matic, the game that I'm actually playing, and I can see Rick Manning's arm is a -1. If there is an error check, I play super advanced, so I often need to check the range and the error. So I can just glance up instead of having to dig through my card. I can see it right here on the screen. So I'm going to demo a little bit of that for you. Couple of innings. And again, like I said when I did this for I did this for PC Replay Baseball, doing the APBA Master game. So I am playing a game, so it's a little bit slow in that I have to stop and look up results from time to time. Although Strat-O-Matic plays a little bit faster for me because it's my original game. So I have a lot of the charts and everything memorized. So I don't have to look, and plus most of the results are on the cards, so I don't have to look up all that. But anyway, It's the bottom of the first, and Milwaukee has already hit, and they did not get any runs or hits, so now Chicago is up. So I got Jamie Kokenauer versus Rudy Law. And that is a 3-4 against a righty, and that is fly ball to left field. So again, this is what I like is I can just hit enter to bring up the screen, and then elf. I gotta tell it it's an out, and then elf7, and then I complete the play. So I like that because I'm using normal baseball scorekeeping. One of the reasons I prefer PC Replay Baseball is I don't have to hit enter first and then F7 and then enter to close it out. In Digital Diamond and in Game Pulse, there's 2 extra keystrokes. I have to do enter to bring up this screen, then I have to press out, then I have to press F7, then I have to hit enter to record it. Whereas in PC Replay Baseball, I literally just have to hit F7 and it updates the game state for me. So I like that, but again, this is Game Pulse's first version, and the Board Game Companion was kind of a late throw-in at my request. So it's phenomenal given all of that, and I could definitely see it one day being my go-to Board Game Companion because of all the other great things that it has that the others do not have. And this isn't really meant to be about a comparison between those and what's good and what's bad and all that. But I will say that the Board Game Companion here, you can import and you can do the Start Anywhere feature. You can import historical results so that you can meld your board game results with what happened in real life. So there's so much really good things going on with this game that it really will be. I can see it being my go-to. And just a couple of other things, if you do buy this or if you do have it, there are, and these are coming in the next update. I'm on version 1.02. The next big update, Dana says, is going to be 1.1, and it's going to be a couple of weeks. But one of the big plans for that one is to have more plays that you can put in the Board Game Companion, because I don't think, there are a few things that aren't in this Board Game Companion yet, like box, pass balls, runner, if the runner goes if the batter gets a single and then the runner scores from second and then the batter advances to second on the throw home, that advance to second isn't there. The ability to put that in isn't in Game Pulse yet. So it's still got, some of those type of things to put in. But okay, enough talking. Let me demo a little bit more. So now we got Carlton Fisk, and I got a 4-2 against a righty, and that is a ground out to first. Grounder out, G3. Harold Baines, we got a 3-10 against a righty, and that's a walk. So we just go under hit, and then you memorize these pretty quickly. I know a 5 is a walk. And let me see if Harold Baines, do I want to try to steal? And this is what's great about this, is I have his run rating. I didn't take the time when I was entering in the custom ratings to put in his super advanced steal things, because I have that card in front of me. But I did want the run rating right here. That way, if a couple batters later gets a hit, I don't have to dig back through my stack to see what his run rating is. It's going to be there for me. So he's not going to try to steal. I do roll the Havoc dice, nothing on the Havoc. And we got a 1-3 against the righty, and that's a ground out to first. So we do enter, out, G3, and that just moves right along. And you can see that we're seamlessly kind of rolling along here. Gene Nelson, 4-4 against the lefty. That is going to be a grounder to the third baseman X. So I can see that he's a 4 E34. And I know that 4 is going to be a single. And a 9 is not going to be an error. So we get a hit, and it's a single. And we complete the play here. So now I'll roll the Havoc die. Nothing doing on the Havoc. And that brings up Ben Ogilvie, 2-10 against a righty. And that's going to be a ground ball B to the pitcher. So that is going to be a fielder's choice. So that's going to be, I do an enter to bring up the results, out, and then C for fielder's choice. and the runner's out at second, and we go 1-4. The second baseman would have been covering there, and it puts him on for the fielder's choice. So let me look at the steal ratings. Ogilvy is not a real attempt to steal, so I'm not going to try that. Nothing on the Havoc. And we got a 2-7 against the righty, and that's a fly ball to right field. So out F9. You can see how quickly this does flow, even for a super advanced game like Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced. 5-7 against the righty. That's a ground ball to the second baseman X. So my second baseman is a 4-E22. And 4-11 is an out. And error 6, no error. So out G4. And just like that, the play is completed. All right, so I'll go through one more inning here just to help you get a taste and to see the flow. 4-3 against the lefty is a ground ball to the pitcher, and it's an X. And again, I don't have the pitcher defensive ratings up here because I have the card right here. So he's a 4-4, so that gets by him, and it's not an error. So we got a hit single. Roll the Havoc. Nothing on the Havoc. Jerry Harrison. 4-10 against a lefty. And that's a single, ballpark single. And that's going to be a fly out. Bringing up Ron Smalley. Nothing on the Havoc. 1 out. We got a 3-2, so that's a walk. So you can see how quickly these go. 5-7, and that's another walk. So the White Sox have something brewing here. So they got the bases loaded. Scott Fletcher up to bat. 1-10 against the righty. So it's going to be a ground ball B. I got the infield back. Ground ball B. So he's going to be on with a fielder's choice. 5-4. So we do a hit, and it's actually an out, so I got to go back 1. So it's out, and then you do the C for the fielder's choice. The base runner's out at second, and we go 5-3, complete the play. So that updates us to 2 outs, 1 run scores, and we're back to the top of the lineup. And 2-9 is a pop out to first base. So we do out P3. And yeah, I love it. It is that simple. So I hope that you guys will check this out. I hope this was helpful to people. And I hope you guys have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye.